not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, its management, or sponsors. The station accepts no responsibility for statements made. Good morning, St. Kitts and Nevis, and welcome to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today, Friday, June 13th, 2025. It's 11:06 a.m. here in our studios. This conversation is being carried live via our social media platforms as well, and so you may check us out on our Facebook page, ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, and via YouTube at ZIZ Online, and we're also on TV Channel 5. When we open the phone lines, you may call us at 467-1977 or 467-1903. That's 1977 or 1903. And our cell number is 662-8674. Let me also extend the birthday greetings to those of you who are celebrating today or celebrated earlier this week. And I want to remember those who are mourning the loss of a loved one. And I pray that you find comfort during this difficult time. Special greetings to those of you who are tuned in from Nevis, from across the Caribbean region, and other parts of the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and thank you for joining me on today's edition of The Edge. If you listened to the 9 a.m. news update, I shared some details or a statement from the government regarding the electronic authorization system that has been recently implemented, and I just wanted to share more details on that. The government is encouraging travelers to be cautious when they are accessing or looking for ETAs. So the government of St. Kitts and Nevis issued an urgent advisory on Thursday cautioning all travelers against unauthorized third-party websites and mobile applications falsely advertising electronic travel authorizations or ETAs or e-visas for entry into St. Kitts and Nevis. These unofficial platforms pose significant risks to personal security and travel validity. Travelers seeking authorization to enter St. Kitts and Nevis must exclusively use two government-operated channels: the official portal at www.knatravelform.kn, which remains the sole source for immigration customs ED forms and ETAs, and the official mobile application e-Border St. Kitts and Nevis, available for free download via the App Store and Google Play. No other platforms are endorsed or recognized by the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. The Ministry of National Security emphasizes that unauthorized services, including websites or agents charging fees for ETA processing, e-visas, or expedited services, are fraudulent and potentially dangerous. These platforms may compromise the personal and financial data through identity theft, impose exorbitant fake fees, and generate invalid travel documents that could result in entry denial. Using the official portal or the e-Border app guarantees valid entry documentation, secures biometric data, and qualifies travelers for fast-track arrival through the biometric corridor. Citizens and residents of St. Kitts and Nevis, OECS member states, and CARICOM nationals, or nations rather, benefit from waived service charges. To ensure safety and compliance, travelers should bookmark only the official website and verify that the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is listed as the developer before downloading the app. The St. Kitts and Nevis Electronic Border Management System, SKNE Border, launched in June 2025, modernizes entry through contactless biometric corridors and digital authorizations. Its infrastructure meets international security standards and streamlines border processing. That was a statement from the government of St. Kitts and Nevis regarding the electronic authorization forms, and they are encouraging travelers, people who are looking to come to St. Kitts and Nevis, and especially for this season as we have St. Kitts Music Festival, the Mango Festival, Culturama, and all of these different activities coming up. More and more people are going to be coming, and so they're asking you to be mindful and be aware when you're going to fill out the ETA form. Ensure that it is official and it is recognized or supported by the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. Still on the local scene, the Ministry of Education is celebrating a major educational milestone as the University of the West Indies, UWI, officially extends its Five Islands campus to the Twin Island Federation. In a symbolic ceremony held at the office of the Minister of Education, officials from the UWI Five Islands campus in Antigua joined the Minister of Education, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, to mark the beginning of a new chapter in tertiary education for the Federation. Speaking at the event, Professor Justin Robinson said, quote, "The Five Islands campus has the potential to be heavily focused on providing relevant research for Eastern Caribbean governments that is targeted towards Eastern Caribbean problems. We want to bring St. Kitts and Nevis fully into our universe as we seek to expand access to education, but also access to OECS relevant solutions." Dr. Hanley said, and I quote, It is indeed my privilege and honor as the minister responsible to lend my endorsement to the UE Five Islands campus. We will do our best to engage our young people and try to direct them to various universities. You will definitely see an increase in enrollment from our end. This expansion of the UE Five Islands campus reflects the institution's continued commitment to accessible, high-quality, and regionally relevant education for all Caribbean citizens, and the OECS in particular. With growing demand for university-level programs in areas such as climate resilience, technology, and public health, UWI's presence in St. Kitts and Nevis is expected to help meet national development goals while empowering the next generation of leaders. We'll take this break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on The Edge. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Give the gift of an unforgettable evening. Purpose proudly presents our Father's Celebration Gospel Concert, June the 15th, 6 p.m. at the Church of God of Prophecy, Buckley site. Under the green and white tent, you will experience inspiring performances by Samuel Polanco, M1, the Healer Gospel Band, Destined for Christ Dance Ministry, the Brotherhood Drummers, and much more. Be there as Dr. Bishop Philip Webb debuts his new songs. It's a special tribute to fathers filled with faith and music. We can't wait to celebrate with you. No admission. Father's Day Celebration Gospel Concert. Bring a family, bring a friend. It's mightier than this.
On Sunday, June 29th from 4 p.m., Carambola Beach Club transports you to Destination France for White Sands Parisian Soiree! Featuring the White Swimsuit Competition. Split Masters, DJ Smudge, and DJ Terra out of Circuits and DJ MJ of Dominica. Travis World and Lums out of Trinidad. And Bishop Escobar of Jamaica. Captivating performances by Sugar City's very own Lucas H.E. and David House and Mr. Mention. Appearing for the first time in St. Kitts, Dance on Jamaica. Performing his biggest hits, Jamaican dancehall sensation, Rock. And bringing the energy from Trinidad, Miguel Deja. White Sands will be hosted by top DJ and radio personality Sweet Sister Sensia and Jamaican radio host DJ Spark. Tickets are just $120. Pay $150 at the door. For online tickets, visit Carambola.beachClub.com. It's a French affair on Sunday, June 29th at Carambola Beach Club for the summer's hottest all-white party. White Sands Parisian Soiree.
Everybody charge up, we going higher.
The views and opinions expressed by participants and callers during this program are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, its management, or sponsors. The station accepts no responsibility for statements made. Welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, your host, and thank you for joining me in the program for today, Friday, June 13th, 2025. The following is a statement from Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, regarding the Basseterre High School. It gives me tremendous pride and heartfelt joy to announce that construction has officially commenced on the new Basseterre High School, a transformational step forward in the education landscape of St. Kitts and Nevis. This moment marks the fulfillment of a promise, not just to a school community, but to an entire nation. The new Basseterre High School represents far more than concrete and steel. It symbolizes resilience, hope, and our unwavering belief in the power of education to shape lives and build communities and drive national development. As Minister of Education and more importantly, as someone who has walked the corridors of Basseterre High School as both student and educator, this development is deeply personal. I understand the legacy of this institution and the profound impact it has had on generations of Kittitians and Nevisians. It is with this legacy in mind that we embark on building not just a school, but a world-class institution equipped for 21st century learning. This new facility will offer modern science laboratories, cutting-edge technology, spaces, co-curricular activities, and safe, inclusive environments designed to nurture the academic and personal growth of every student who enters its gates. Our young people deserve nothing less. I extend sincere thanks to the Prime Minister, Cabinet, the project teams, and especially the people of Basseterre and the broader school community for their patience, advocacy, and trust throughout this journey. We are building more than a school. We are building a future worthy of our children's dreams. Let us move forward together with purpose and pride. Signed, Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Education, regarding the start of the Basseterre High School. Many of you are aware of the challenges the school has faced over the years and how controversial it has been in terms of where the school should be built, in terms of the health concerns that were raised there, and of course, the blame game going around, well, whose fault it is, and all of these different things. I think the school originally closed in 2014, I believe it was, around that time, 2013, 2014. And so indeed, it has been some time since the school has been closed. And we've seen a number of ministers of education come and speak on the school and have pledged to start construction. today we are seeing the start of construction, and it is something that should be welcomed because it's been a long time. And I believe for those people who attended the Basseterre High School and people who are affiliated with the Basseterre High School, they are going to be more invested emotionally and so on as it relates to the start of the construction of the school, because they were there. Parents, the teachers, management, and so on. But it is good to see that the construction has begun, because we know that the school has been the subject of controversy and debate for several years. It's been a major talking point. And the major talking points had to do primarily due to its physical location and the disruptions caused by the relocation. We're going to open the phone lines and we're going to take your calls at 467-1977 or 1903. Cell number 662-8674. For you to give your contribution on the start of construction for the Basseterre High School. Your take on it. I would assume some of you, whether you attended or you know someone who attended, or you perhaps have some sort of interest in the Basseterre High School. I'd like to hear from you, your take on this. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll open up the phone lines to hear from you.
The Carambola Beach Club presents their Father's Day lunch on Sunday, June 15th from 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Fathers will receive a complimentary welcome drink, professional photography, wine and cocktail specials, and a massage zone for dad. Try our Jamaican corn soup with fresh okra, with freshly baked house breads, or a cucumber and red onion salad with herbed sour cream, a vegetarian Cobb salad with house guava dressing, or an Italian pasta salad with jerk chicken and feta cheese. Enjoy a hot buffet of char grilled chicken with mango pineapple sauce, grilled snapper fillet with lemon-infused tomato caper butter, scalloped potatoes, Mexican red rice, and a medley of roasted vegetables. At the carving station, try our rosemary and honey roasted ham with cognac orange glaze. We also have a live Asian noodle station featuring shrimp and vegetables. Then for dessert, try our chocolate fountain with assorted dipping treats, soursop cheesecake, banana bread pudding with rum sauce, or mini coconut tarts. For more information and for reservations, call 465-9090 or 763-9090.
Get ready, St. Kitts. The Rotary Club of St. Kitts presents the sizzling finger-licking event of the summer. Pork and Beer Fest on Saturday, June 14th, 2025 from 12 noon until. Come, join us at the Rotary House in Fort Lands opposite the Fort Thomas Hotel. Indulge in mouth-watering delights like jerk pork, smoked pork, roast pork, sauce, giver pork, barbecue pigtail, cook up with pork, and so much more. We are turning up the vibes with entertainment by Real Right Entertainment. So bring your friends, bring your family, and bring your appetite. Don't miss out on the Pork and Beer Fest, your one-stop destination for good food, great music, and unforgettable memories. Saturday, June 14th at Rotary House, Fort Lands. Come, let's eat, drink, and dance. See you there.
You've worked hard to build your dream home. Now it's time to protect it with ICWI's A-Plus homeowners policy. From hurricane damage to unexpected losses, we've got you covered with the best homeowners protection in the region. Protect your most valuable asset with coverage for what matters most when it matters the most. ICWI, we know insurance. You know you're protected. ICWI, serving you is all we do. Click, call, or visit ICWI today. Visit us at 1C Bird Rock Road. Call 465-8753 or ICWI.com.
Welcome back to The Edge. We'll head back to the phone lines and begin taking your calls. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, Mr. Cornelius.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm not doing so bad for my age.
All right. Keep it that way.
We have an open line today.
We're talking about the Basseterre High School. The construction has started yesterday, and I shared a statement from the Minister of Education. What are your thoughts?
That construction started.
Yes, the construction started yesterday.
Good indeed. The thing about that, did he give any time frame when it's going to finish, whether 3 years, 2 years, 4 years?
The official statement that he released did not mention a time frame. It just mentioned what the school would be equipped with in terms of what it's going to offer into classrooms, technology, different things of that sort. But there was no time frame.
But here a contract has already signed. A number of contractors and subcontractors have signed off, and in those contracts should give a time frame when you are going to turn over the building to the owners. So we are asking the Deputy Prime Minister to please to come back and tell the public what time frame, how many years they are looking at, and when the building would be turned over to the state. The other thing about this, I want to draw to your attention, sir. The groundsmen that work in Warner Park. Yes, the groundsmen who work in Warner Park are asking the Cricket Association and are asking the government, please, they would like they pay. They say they have done a number of cricket tournaments. They have done a number of preparation in the park. They are owing them money since February. There is a new cricket association now. And the last cricket association has owed them for a number of local cricket games around the island. and they are asking when are they going to get their money, because it is long outstanding from February come down, and even up to now. And it is music festival, White Sand and all those things, and they have the bills to pay. So they're asking the Cricket Association and the Ministry of Sports to please to pay them, because they are working very hard and very diligently. They are preparing now for music festival. They are preparing for some cricket in Connery, Sandy Point, and at Cairn, I think. And also, just after music festival, they have to prepare the grounds again for Australia and West Indies.
So these are people employed by the government?
Eh?
These are people employed by the government?
Well, it got to be by the government or by the Cricket Association. They're asking for their money.
Well, if it's by the Cricket Association, then the Cricket Association is responsible for paying them. If it's by the government is responsible for paying them. But it needs to be clarified first who hired them. If it's the Cricket Association or the government, then that needs to be worked out.
Well, they're asking for their monies. So who are responsible? We know they are listening. Please pay the people in.
But do you know?
Everybody have bills and have their children and families to feed.
But do you know?
And once people work, you must pay them.
Right, and I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But do you know if anyone do you know if any of the workers, have followed up with either the Cricket Association or with somebody from the Ministry of Sports regarding payment? Or is it a case where they have not been paid?
Is that nobody is speaking to them, nobody is letting them know what's going on. All they're doing, they're getting orders to work, and when they work, they're not getting paid.
Right, but what I'm saying though, Carla, is nobody could tell me show up to work every day, months and months and months passing, we ain't pay me, and I still show up. I am going to ask for my money. So what I'm saying is, those persons who are cleaning the park, if it is a case where they are not being paid, whether it be by the government or the Cricket Association, then they ought to demand their money and stop work until they're paid. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. But it shouldn't be a case where they just take the demands and they go to work. They need to speak to either the president of the Cricket Association, if that is the person they ought to speak to, or they need to go to the Ministry of Sports or whoever and find out what is the status of their payment. That's how I think it should be.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying. They are calling, they are asking, they are relaying to all the different hierarchies, and nobody is responding to them. That is the complaint. But all they know, they're getting orders, prepare this ground, prepare there, go Connery, go this place, prepare there, and no place following up.
All right, Carla. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. We want to take some more calls, so we'll take you later. Carla, you're on the air. Good morning.
How are you, my good friend?
I am doing well. I'm alive, kicking, breathing.
Right, you know.
What's up?
They need to pay the people them. Devon, they need to pay the people them and done this foolishness. Because when people go to vote for them, they get big money coming, millionaires in 5 years, and they're looking out for people. And we're going to take it, so you know. We can deal with all of them. Let it go ahead. Let me tell you something as that. These guys in the park work they work very hard. And it's hard for people. Love the sport, want to see the country make money. All that they're calling them out, they want to go work on behalf of the country and want to see it work. And then when it comes to pay them, nobody want to hear them. It don't work so. It don't work so. White poor people. I bet if we want white people coming in and doing them things, the money they're done in National Bank. And a job. You know? You gotta treat people good. I mean, the one.
Wait, you're calling me Azad?
Really poor people, and I have a show too. Really poor people want to know when we can get an account on the music festival. Because in Because he's the greatest law around the world.
All right,
our Prime Minister.
All right.
Have a good morning.
Okay,
you have a good people defender.
You have a good morning, caller. You're listening to The Edge here in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. It's 11:39. Phone lines remain open at 467 1977 or 1903. Let's head back to the phone lines. Good morning. You're on the air. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning. Yes, caller, go ahead. You're on the air. I'm hearing you.
It's kind of grossy, though. I don't know if you could hear me.
I'm hearing you, yes.
Good morning, and how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. And you?
I'm not too bad, thank God, for spare life.
All right.
I went to Molyneux School and Roman School, not high school, right? So I can't say nothing about that. What I want to say is to sympathize with John again for culture, because he was very good on the radio. All what he used to say, it was facts, and people used to vex with him. Me too. I didn't see you for a couple of days, so I thought you went and leave Ireland anytime. Anyway, the round table, what happened to you? You had sick? The round table is we broadcast our live. What happened to you? Move your hand. I was asking you a question because you just go to the round table and ask questions. I said that you could have asked the question that Carl was asking, because Carl wasn't telling no lie.
Me not understand what you mean. Hold on, me not understand what you're talking about. You lost me.
We can't hear you so good, buddy.
I do not understand what you're talking about. You're losing me.
You don't know what I'm calling about?
No, what are you talking about?
I said if the round table, when you just go and you just ask question, because you just ask question, and it's only you and the ladies question, just be real, not nobody else.
So what are you asking?
Ask for Carl. You didn't ask no for Carl. When Carl is saying where he was saying, because remember he said he can't go. Right? He can't go to the meeting.
Okay.
He was asking the right question.
Okay. All right.
I can't hear you, so I call him back to you.
They have more callers on the line. I think the caller was talking about some questions Carl had about the Christoph Harbour. Those were some of my questions as well at the last round table, but I wasn't the first person to ask a question, and the first person to ask a question asked about the Christoph Harbour, so it would not have made sense for me to go and ask the same question again. But the Prime Minister addressed the question, will answer the question with regards to the Christoph Harbour. So yes, the concern or the questions that Carl had, they were asked by another reporter at the round table, which is live. So I hope that explains everything, caller. The phone lines remain open and we're taking your calls. 467-1977 or 1903-662-8674. That's the cell number. Call us and lend your voice to the conversation at hand. For those of you who may just be tuning in, we're talking about the Basseterre High School. Construction officially started yesterday, and the Minister of Education, Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, issued a statement and thanking persons for their support over the years. As I've mentioned, the Basseterre High School has been a very controversial topic for quite some time now, and people have been, giving their take on it. We've seen over the years where a number of promises have been made as to the start, and nothing really came through. But we're seeing that coming through. No, we have a caller on the line. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Okay, I can hear you. On the round table, Timothy and his brother has done well. Well. So why he had to call Timothy and his brother name every time? That is not good. Move on. Because 10 men in one do worse than them. And these people were coming in from Haiti or whatever.
Which people? Which people we're talking about?
I can't hear you tell you, but...
Yeah, which people you're talking about?
Fix the mic now.
I'm talking to you. Which people you're talking about from Haiti?
Something wrong with it. I'm telling you. These people were coming from Haiti.
Yeah, who them be?
They don't know they were coming. Why they never cover half of St. Kitts? Especially Macnoid, because I really want to clean up. Boys them want to work.
All right, thank you so much.
It's not the portfolio, put them there.
Yeah, okay, thank you, caller, so much. I really don't understand what you're talking about. You're losing me. I'm trying my best to follow you, and I'm asking you questions, but you're not answering me. You're just talking, but you're not answering the question, you know? Let's have about the phone lines. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello, good morning, Devon.
Good morning.
Program, right? But what I wanted to know about, how they're talking about the bad attendance, like when they get tipped, because they got to share it with the other people who know work hard as them, something like that. You were on the show this morning, and Dick your show, when people were calling in. And looking at this thing, well, if I will follow what you are saying, that's electronic, so anybody could get that. So we got to be careful with how we sign in the paper them and everything, because some people don't want, we adjust a minimum, and so who come saying it to say them are we. So we got to be careful with them. Have a blessed weekend, and if you're the Father's Day. Thank you.
All right, caller, you too have a blessed weekend and enjoy the rest of your day. It's 11:46 and the phone lines remain open here on the Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Call us at 467-1977 or 1903 or at 662-8674. That's 662-8674. You're listening to The Edge for Friday, June 13th, 2025. It's the end of the week. Some of you, maybe you'll be using the weekend to relax, spend some time with family and friends. Others might be, partying hard. You've worked hard this week. You've earned your paycheck. And you decide you're going to go and spend it all. I mean, it's your money. You do what you want to do, spend it wisely, whatever you want to do. But for those of you who are just joining the conversation, we're talking about the Basseterre High School and a few other topics that have been introduced by the callers. Your take on the start of the construction. I think it's significant in the sense that more than a decade now, we've been back and forth with the Basseterre High School, and we have a caller. Let's take a pin. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
In number 4667, in 465 1903. You're saying it wrong.
It's 465. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Well, I apologize. I thought it was 467. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for calling in to tell me that as well. It's 465 1907 or 1903. That's 465 1907 or 1903. I humbly apologize. Right, so I was talking with regards to the Basseterre High School. I'm saying over the last decade, for more than a decade, the Basseterre High School has been a very controversial topic. And we've seen the reports as it relates to the concerns that were raised about the safety of the school, the environmental safety of the school, health concerns, health hazards, and all of that. And the school was basically abandoned, shut down, cleared. Students were moved to a new location, new facility. And we've been hearing for the last 10 years that we're going to get a Basseterre High School. But of course, the question of when came. When we've gotten deadlines or timelines, and we have not really seen anything materialize. And so it's good that the Basseterre High School has started. One of the callers asked for a construction timeline, which I believe would come very soon. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Hello, caller.
Good morning, Devon, and how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing very well. What about you?
I'm doing well as well, thank God.
All right.
I'm a constant listener to the radio program, but
I'm just calling in to let you know, for the calling on the number there is 465-1977 and 465-1903.
Thank you so much for that, caller. Someone called in before to correct me, and I remember one morning I think I said 469, so please accept my humble apology. I said 469 because I'm from Nevis, and that's the number we use, 469.
Okay, I understand. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for that. It's
yes, so it's 465-1977, because this is what I'm calling you from now.
Yes, 465. Thank you so much. It was an honest mistake. Thank you so much for that. All right. It's 11:50 and we're taking your calls. 465-1907 or 1903. 465-1907 or 1903. 662-8674 is our cell number. But yes, the Basseterre High School, and you know, it has been a very controversial topic in the sense that people, we kept getting timelines, we kept getting new dates, we kept getting new designs, but we weren't seeing anything. And of course the question was being asked, well, why is it taking so long? Why is it taking so long? What are you doing that requires years and years and years and years of planning? That is the question, or those are some of the questions that were being asked, and rightly so. Let's head back to the phone lines. We'll take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I heard two persons calling and try to correct you with the numbers. You are calling the 1977 number wrong. That is the problem. You're not.
Caller, we've already addressed that. Two callers called and said it's 465, and I said I humbly apologize, and we've already addressed that. Why are we still going over this?
Because you're not saying. I would advise you to say 465 1977. That's gonna solve the problem.
Caller, we've already addressed that. Thank you so much for your contribution to the program. Oh boy, two callers called in and addressed that. I don't see the need for anybody else to call in to say the same thing over and over again. It's 11:51 and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Again, let me humbly apologize. It was an honest mistake. I didn't realize I was saying 467. It's actually 465 1977. I hope that I haven't offended anyone by saying the number wrong, and the callers have since corrected me. Maybe that's why I didn't get some callers, because they were probably calling the wrong number, and I apologize for that. The number is 465 1977 or 1903, and the cell number is 662-8674. But we're going to begin wrapping up the conversation, and for those of you who just joined, we were speaking on the Basseterre High School, some development there with the University of the West Indies Five Islands campus, where they are looking to extend to St. Kitts and Nevis, and the electronic travel authorization form, where travelers, people coming to St. Kitts and Nevis, are being encouraged to you're encouraged to be cautious, back check to ensure that you are using a site or an app that is supported or recognized by the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, because it could be a case where you lose personal data, or your personal data and financial data are at risk. Of course, with anything that involves technology, you are encouraged to be cautious. But I've seen a lot of those people rather not use forms of technology because they don't understand. My thing is learn how to use it. There's some people who shy away from, even when the government launched the ZIZ app, there was a lot of people saying, "Oh, I may not use that." Learn. You learn how to do other things. I'm pretty sure you could learn how to operate JAD, and they have since done that. So there need not to be this resistance. Let's just learn how to do things. We have a caller on the air. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to ask a question.
Sure, go ahead.
If I, as a clinician traveling abroad, you were just talking about something new that come in place and so forth in terms of traveling. If I, as a clinician, going abroad, what do I need to do to be in compliance with that? Whether I am going or whether I am coming back. Could you explain that for me, please?
Hold on, before you go, I don't quite understand the question.
If I am traveling to wherever tomorrow, I'm leaving from St. Kitts.
Mm-hmm.
I am a clinician.
Mm-hmm.
How would whatever was put in place lately at the airport affect me as a clinician traveling overseas, going out and coming back?
Okay. All right. Thank you for the question. So, the Electronic Travel Authorization, or short form ETA, is for people who are coming to St. Kitts and Nevis, whether you are a citizen, just a resident, or non-citizen. So let's say you're coming from the United States. If you're coming from the United States, you are required to visit www.knatravelform.kn and put in the relevant information. If you are leaving and you're going to the US or any other country, I would encourage you to check to see what they require from you. So if you're going to the US, of course, you need a US visa. Ensure you have a US visa. For example, the UK. Right now, the UK is also doing an electronic travel authorization, the ETA. And so for nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis, you must ensure that you have your ETA before you are to travel to the UK. So the short answer is, if you are planning to travel, ensure that you have all of the necessary documents before you travel to that destination. That means do some research. Check out their Immigration and Customs website. See what it is that you need. But if you're coming back to St. Kitts and Nevis, you are required to fill out the ETA form, but there are no service fees associated with it. It doesn't really impact you in any way. It is just to collect information for data purposes and to ensure that the government has all of the relevant information for the people who are entering and leaving the country. And I hope I was able to answer your question. But if you have any questions, caller, you can check out the website www.knatravelform.kn, and it will answer the questions that you have. I am on the site right now, and it has general information. It has information as to how you can contact the customs and immigration officials. They would answer your questions and all of that. It speaks to people who are dual citizens. It has information regarding how you can check your application and all of that. So again, www.knatravelform.kn. Visit the website and it will answer any questions that you might have. You've been listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Until next time, you guys, stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. See you on Monday, same time, same station.